So, hopefully now, referee checks his watch, just about getting ready to get started. Galatasaray. Whistle so we can get started, and we do, and the ball goes from the kickoff, a rather eccentric start, long punt downfield which has gone all the way out for a goal kick to Galatasaray. And Ercan Çakır, the goalkeeper, places the ball on the edge of the 6-yard line, and he's going to go long with it. So a long punt downfield, looking for Osimhen, but it's headed away by Skriniar, the captain. And Fenerbahce win the ball back there. It's good play from Guendouzi, the former Arsenal man, who's bundled over from behind there rather clumsily. And it will be a free kick to Fenerbahce. It's a little bit too aggressive in the challenge there. That was Yunus Akcan. Was clattered in from behind. Here is Guendouzi once more in centre field. Now N'Golo Kante, former Chelsea player, of course. And he is, well, he tried the ball with the outside of his foot there, Guendouzi, but Kante's done brilliantly to win the ball back. Now then, Fenerbahce can break down this right-hand side here. Here's Dorgales Nene, cuts infield, gets to the edge of the box, loses it, but it comes back out. Another shot comes in, and that's been blocked on the edge of the area. And Galatasaray will look to come away with it now. It was Anderson Talisca, but they've lost the ball. Galatasaray on this near side. A long cross comes in towards the back post, but it sails over everybody and into the grateful arms of Çakır. But a bright start from the visitors here. Here's Salai now, the Hungarian right back. Comes back to Davinson Sanchez, the Colombian, another former Premier League player, of course. His time at Tottenham Hotspur. And the ball played out from the back by Çakır, the keeper. Finds Salai on this near touch line. Has to retreat as Guendouzi was closing him down. Sanchez squares it back across to Çakır, and now it comes out to this left-hand side to Jacobs, the Senegalese left-back. Long ball through, but it's gone all the way through to Ederson, the Brazilian, former Manchester City goalkeeper, all in light blue this evening. And now Fenerbahce come down this right-hand side with Nelson Semedo. Now here's N'Golo Kante. Back to Semedo. Big press going on here. High energy from both teams at the start. And it will be a throw-in to Fenerbahce over on that far side, just inside the Galatasaray half. Taken quickly by Semedo. Now then, Nene. As well to hold on to the ball there, Talisca. But they are forced back towards the halfway line. Here's Guendouzi. He takes it, bit of a heavy touch there, and he's been tackled and he goes down. That's another free kick. Don't like to see Guendouzi there motioning the referee to get a card out. But it was a heavy touch from the Frenchman. And in his attempt to retrieve it, sliding challenge came in there from Lucas Torreira, the Uruguayan. So free kick to Fenerbahce, about I'd say about 10-15 yards inside the Galatasaray half, just on this left-hand side. It will be, by the looks of it, Aktürkoğlu will be the man to take this free kick. Just under 4 minutes gone. So Aktürkoğlu, free kick, deep one. Oh, it's far too strong. Sails all the way through into the keeper. Well, we've got a blow up here because that was stupid from. I'm just trying to see. It was Oosterwolde. It was caught by Çakır, and then Oosterwolde just followed his run through and basically shoved Çakır into the post. And immediately all the players came running in. He just didn't break his run there, and he shoved the keeper back into the... I mean, to be honest, there wasn't that much in it. Keeper didn't react well, and then everyone else... Oosterwolde just turned his back and tried to walk away with his hands up. It was all a bit something and nothing, really. And then all hell broke loose. huge tension in this game. Skriniar and Osimhen having a cuddle, a reconciliatory cuddle. But yeah, just got a bit heated there. And I don't think he went into the post that hard, I'll be honest. It was perhaps a silly thing to do from Oosterwolde. But he just didn't quite break his run in time, and he should have made more of an effort than he actually did. Well, somebody's been booked here. I think it might be the keeper, you know, for his reaction. Yeah, he's been booked as Ercan. He can't quite believe it. He's like, well, I got shoved into the post, but he grabbed Oosterwolde round the throat. And I think that's what the yellow card is for. And it was that reaction from him that sparked the little kerfuffle. It is a free kick, which he does take. That's the other irony there. Salai now flanks the ball round the corner, goes over the top of the bleached blonde head of Victor Osimhen, but the offside flag has gone up. Fenerbahce take the free kick quickly inside their own half. Now then, long ball up the middle here, looking for Sharif, the Frenchman, who's on loan here at Fenerbahce. But the offside flag goes up on that side as well. Oosterwolde did get booked as well, by the way, so all's fair there. Sanchez now for Galatasaray. High press coming in again, being hounded all the way. Gets a good ball through though for Salai. He squares it into the centre circle, but they've been dispossessed there of Galatasaray. That was good work from Talisca, but now Fenerbahce have given the ball away. As we thought would be the case here, very high octane start to the game. It is thunder and lightning here, and that's why sometimes the teams can be a little bit sloppy in possession. They are going 100 miles an hour here. Salai turns, whips in a brilliant left-footed cross, and it's just cleared from the edge of the 6-yard area, and it will go out for a corner for Galatasaray. That was an outstanding bit of skill there from Salai. He was going down that line on his right foot. Little switch. Beautiful cross with his left foot, and Oosterwolde chested it out on the edge of the 6-yard box. What an atmosphere inside this ground. It is rabid. And Galatasaray now, here's Leroy Sané, the German international. Left-footed, in-swing, in corner, and in the header from Osimhen, but it goes over the bar. He feels it should be a corner, but still got that face mask on, by the way. You know what? He's got a point there. Now then, long clearance downfield, and almost Sharif got in round the back there, but it went all the way through to the opposite number in Shakir. Cannot take your eyes off this. It is end-to-end at the moment. And here come Galatasaray now, down this left-hand side with Yilmaz trying to hold off the attention. It is getting very spicy out there. And the foul is given against Nelson Semedo on Barış Yilmaz. Yeah, it did get a bit... Oh, dear me. It's more like a game of rugby at the moment. So free kick to Galatasaray, very tight to the touchline, exactly in line with the 18-yard line. So this is in a dangerous spot. 8.5 minutes gone. Opportunity now from a set piece for Galatasaray as Okan Buruk looks on, dressed all in black, but casually so. So Sané, the former Man City man, standing over this ball. Referee is calling out Osimhen. And as always the case with these set pieces, wherever you are around the world, there's always the shenanigans going on in the box. The referee giving everyone a right talking to there. Blows his whistle. So Sané now raises the arm. In comes the free kick. Whips it in low. Not the best. Headed away there by Semedo. And Galatasaray will gather it on the halfway line here with Ismail Jacobs. And that goes all the way back to Shakir, who's come way out of his goal. Comes back out to Jacobs on this left side, the Senegalese international. Ball comes into centre field, picked up by Mario Lemina. Another former Premier League player, time at Bournemouth, the Gabon international. Sanchez. Ball back at the feet here of Bardaki, the captain. Now back out to this left-hand side. Jacobs, ball comes into centre field. Just shy of 10 minutes gone. The game has finally settled down a touch now in terms of pace, but that's a good ball down the right channel, fed into the area, back heel by Osimhen, trying to find his man, but it's cleared away almost there. Oh, now has Osimhen? No, he's not managed to keep the ball. He could get booked here, the Nigerian. He slammed the ball and thrown it away in a fit of pique. I'll be surprised if he doesn't get booked for that. There was a shove there in the back of Archie Brown, the Englishman. And Osimhen rather petulantly slammed the ball into the floor, but I think he might have got away with it. Brown with the throw, goes over the top of everyone, gathered in by Davinson Sanchez, plays it down this right hand side, but Fenerbahce win the ball back, played into centre field. Here's Guendouzi now, great ball through the middle here. Now then, can he squeeze in through them here? Sharif, he's gone down in the area, referees points to the spot. It's a penalty for Fenerbahce. What a pass that was from Matteo Guendouzi, right through the middle there. And then it was a foot race. The two centre halves, there was a huge gap there, and he played it right through the middle, and he was sandwiched in between them there, and I think it was the tackle coming in from Davinson Sanchez. Yeah, he came across him with his right leg, didn't get the ball, took the legs out from under Sadiqi Sharif, and that's a penalty for Fenerbahce, despite the attentions of Bardaki and Sanchez. Yassin Kol didn't even wait, pointed straight to the spot, and the visitors now have a fantastic opportunity to hit the front here. And that will really stir the pot inside this stadium. Players surrounding the referee, I don't know why, because he's not going to change his mind. Well, he's got his hand to his ear, so he's obviously listening. Yeah, the penalty does stand. So they're obviously just double checking there. But if you look actually on the replay, it's clear that Sanchez stuck out his right leg across Sharif, didn't get the ball and brought the Frenchman down. So it's a penalty, and now we're getting all kinds of shenanigans. Galatasaray players standing on the penalty spot, and the referee ushers them away. It's going to be Anderson Talisca, the Brazilian with the bleach blonde hair, who's going to step up to take this for Fenerbahce. 12.5 minutes on the clock, and the visitors have an opportunity now to take the lead. What has been a really blood and thunder start to this game, which we knew that it would be. So he backs up in a straight line, spreads his legs, takes a deep breath. This is very dramatic. And then he peels off to his right hand side, left foot's in. Oh, he's dragged it wide, horribly wide. That was a horrible penalty from Anderson Talisca. Well, the way he approached the ball there, he opened up his body as if he was going to put it in the bottom left corner. That was why he's dragged it horribly. He went, and then he changed to go into the bottom right corner. Shakir went the right way, but he's ended up dragging it horribly wide. And that is a bad miss. Osimhen goes right up to his keeper and gives him a pep up. That's a big moment in the game. That could have been a real boost for Fenerbahce, but Galatasaray survive, and we still stand at 0-0, just shy of 14 minutes gone. Missed penalty from Anderson Talisca. What's the referee doing now? He's telling him to get on with it. It's a goal kick, of course, because he missed the penalty completely, went wide of the post. Here's Ergacin Kuchia, the goalkeeper. He's playing around with the ball. Comes out now to Bardaki. Now Jacobs. Ball comes infield to Torreira. Now Bardaki once again. Now Jacobs coming down this left-hand side. Feeds the ball through, but that's a loose touch from Yilmaz. Gives the ball away, but they've won it back quickly. Still have it on halfway. Stabbed forward, but a good defensive header there by N'Golo Kante. Now Guendouzi breaking downfield, but again it's another heavy touch from the Frenchman. And again, in his effort to get to the ball first, he's pretty nasty foul, it looks like there. Galatasaray players down on the floor. Guendouzi's telling him to get up. It is getting very physical out there. And it was just a heavy touch initially, and then Guendouzi just couldn't halt his run and clattered rather clumsily there into Roland Salai. There was no foul in terms of going in with the boot. He just clattered into him. So free kick taken quickly. Just over 15 minutes gone. 0-0, but it has been ultra entertaining. Sanchez now back to Shakir. And now just trying to slow it down a little bit. It's not settled into any kind of tempo. Long ball right through the middle, headed away by a wee bit now. Ball goes out down this near side for a throw in for Fenerbahce, which Archie Brown will take. The English left back. Short throw, but it's the heavy touch there by trying to see who that is there, by Semedo. It's gone out for a Galatasaray throw. Just a bit clumsy that was, taken quickly by Salai. Sanchez then rolls it back to Shakir. 16.5 minutes gone. Here's Abdul Karim Bardaki, the captain. Jacobs, back in field it comes again. Edge of the area. Shakir plays it out wide to this near touchline to Roland Salai. Just drifts in field a touch. Rolls it back to Sanchez. Yeah, the game is definitely being played at a little bit more of a sedate pace now. I think both teams have come out absolutely flying, as we knew they would, and they've just maybe kind of blown themselves out a little bit. Anyway, Galatasaray have it. Ball fed in across the area. It just went through the legs of Osimhen, and Archie Brown got the next block, and then a shot from the edge of the area by Salai, but he's dragged it wide from 23 yards past that far left-hand post. So still 0-0. It's still end-to-end here, but it has definitely just come down a couple of notches in terms of the intensity of the opening few minutes, which were absolutely being played at a blistering pace. So goal kick taken short. I'm not sure about that pass from Edison to the edge of the penalty area. I don't know why teams do it. I say it every game. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Kante swivels and gets the ball up to halfway, but he can't find De Gaules Nene. And another header away by Skriniar from the edge of his own area. Now Galatasaray have it, 25 yards out here on this right hand side. Fed into Osimhen on the edge of the area, tries to play a little 1-2. Comes out to Salai on this right hand side, this near side. He chips a lovely ball round the back there. They didn't see that one coming. They get to the byline now. Can they get a cross in here? It's just kind of stalled. Sends it to the edge of the area. Sanchez crawls to the back post, and it's headed over the bar by Skriniar, and it will be a corner. He says, someone should have told me I didn't need to head that out, but I'll tell him that he did have Barış Yilmaz lurking over his shoulder, and that wasn't far off being an own goal. The captain there saying, come on, talk to me here. So it is a corner for Galatasaray over on that far left-hand side. And another opportunity from a set piece. 19 minutes gone here. The Rams Park Arena in Istanbul. Leroy Sané standing over the ball for Galatasaray. Oh, that's a terrible corner. A real daisy cutter there. And Yilmaz was on the edge of the 6-yard box. He just thundered off his shins and out for a goal kick. I don't think that one will be making Leroy Sané's highlight reel somehow. So goal kick Fenerbahce. The keeper, what's he going to do here? He's waving everybody up top. Is Ederson not going for the short stuff this time? So we have played almost 20 minutes here. 0-0. Fenerbahce missing a penalty. Anderson Talisca dragging it wide. Long kick downfield by Ederson. But, Fenerbahce can't bring it under control there with Talisca. It comes out to this far left-hand side, played downfield by Jacobs, but it bypasses Yilmaz and just goes through to Skriniar. He rolls it back to Ederson in the Fenerbahce goal. Has the ball at his feet now near the penalty spot. Just nudges it forward to find Guendouzi. He'll return it to Ederson. And then he switches the play over to that far right-hand side to Nelson Semedo. Now long ball down this right channel here. That's a great run from Sheriff. He has the ball on the edge of the area. A little shove in the back. He's gone down. Referee not interested. Not interested at all. And it will be a goal kick. Sanchez involved again here. He did get a shove in the back, but he literally went down in installments there, Sheriff. If he'd gone down maybe like completely the first time, it might have been a different story, but he got the push in the back, and then there was a real sort of 1-2 second delay, and he thought, oh, I better fall over here. And that's exactly what it looked like. Anyway, Galatasaray have the ball now inside the Fenerbahce half, edge of the area. Ooh, tried to feed the ball through, and then it breaks. Another man's gone down in the area. Referee, they're all surrounding the referee. Don't like to see that. I don't think he's going to give anything here. The ball broke through. Leroy Sané. Ooh, now then. There was definitely contact. And it came in. Definite contact there. And it was Dorgales Nene, the Malian. He did clip him, but I think it seemed more accidental than it. He tried to pull out of it, and Sané went down. There was contact there, so it'll be interesting. So I think this might be given, but I don't like to see all these players. Now someone's getting booked here. Not sure who that is to start with. Well, I think it. And now it's getting extremely feisty next to the referee. Ederson is right in his face. Two players have had to be physically pulled away from the referee. And this is horrible. This is really poor and unprofessional. It is a cauldron out there at the moment. I understand that, but you cannot get up into the face of the referee like that. Archie Brown has been booked for Fenerbahce. But these are seasoned professionals here. Ederson, that was disgraceful. And I don't know who the other player was, but he was literally staring right down at the referee in a threatening way. He was right up in his face. You can't do that. And I think Fenerbahce are going to get away with this. It's one of those. He does catch him, but he does pull out of it. It wasn't. And I think that might be what saved, maybe, or changed the decision. Either way, it's a throw-in for Galatasaray over on that far side. 23.5 minutes gone. Galatasaray 0, Fenerbahce 0. Fenerbahce have missed a penalty. Galatasaray are fuming that they should have had one. Jacobs with the long throw-in, head-flicked header, trying to find Osimhen on the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed out. Galatasaray, head tennis in the middle of the Fenerbahce half. Guendouzi, though, does well there, pinches it off Osimhen. Swivels, turns, plays the ball, a brilliant ball downfield. They have it now with Aktakoglu on this left-hand side. Can he get him round the back of Sanchez? No, he can't. And as they go to try and retrieve the ball before it goes out of play, Sanchez just real good old-fashioned shoulder barge there on Aktakoglu. Completely barges him out of the way. It is very, very febrile out there on the pitch right now. It is in the stands as always here. It is renowned for it, Galatasaray. The old welcome to hell signs, particularly when English clubs used to come here. But there's no love lost between these two teams whatsoever. And there is so much at stake on this game this evening. And it's a goal kick. It is threatening to boil over, but I've every faith in the referees taking no nonsense. And a couple of players are very lucky to be still out there, given the way they reacted after that decision. It was disgraceful. There's no other word for it. Now Galatasaray have it. Osimhen in centre field, plays it out to Salai on this right-hand side. Ball comes back now. The ball whipped into the area again, comes off the head, and then Ederson quick off his line to pluck it out of the air near the penalty spot. And yeah, it was whipped in there by Yunus Akjen. Came off the head there of Oosterwolde into the hands of Ederson. Now Archie Brown chips the ball down this left-hand flank, but it only finds a Galatasaray shirt. And they have it halfway inside their own half. Sorry. Now on halfway, well, the referee has pulled up Sharif there, and now the free kick's taken quickly. Galatasaray break down this right-hand side. Now then, opportunity here. Here's Sane, cuts in field. Now Akjen tries a shot, but it's blocked by Guendouzi. Balloons back up in the air. Akjen picks it up once again. Here's Salai once more. Whips in another delicious ball to the back post, but Ederson quick off his line to pluck it out of the air. And then a long kick downfield, but too much on that from the Brazilian. And it sails all the way through to his opposite number, Çakır. 0-0. 26 minutes gone here in Istanbul. I'm Joe Mills. This is a top of the table clash in the Trenadol Turkish Super League. Thank you for your company. It's been an enthralling contest so far, and you just know it's a real powder keg, this. And personally, I love games where there's a bit of needle in there. It's just adds to the excitement, doesn't it? And you just know that there could be more drama to come here, controversy. Galatasaray have it now, just inside the Fenerbahce half. They're just lots of short passes and triangles at the moment. I think while everyone just settles down, Fenerbahce not bothering with the press. Here's Akjen on this near side. Now Salai. Back to Davinson Sanchez. They have the ball on halfway, now just inside their own half. 27.5 minutes gone. Roland Salai for Galatasaray. Now Davinson Sanchez for the Fenerbahce, just putting a little press on there. Long ball downfield, dealt with by Oosterwolde to Archie Brown. Now N'Golo Kante, but that pass up. In the right spot, and it was tidied up by Galatasaray. Goes all the way back to bit of a tussle there between Victor Osimhen and Jadon Oosterwolde. Again, it's not a great one. They do get the ball back though inside the box. Sane now trots back in to get it. Now they get the ball to the byline. So 0-0 at the moment. Then here it comes now. Here is and a foul comes in now on Barış Yılmaz. To Galatasaray. About halfway inside the Fenerbahce half, in centre field, and it will be Barış Yılmaz who does take it. He whips it into the area over on that left hand side. It's cleared away from the edge of the area, and now it goes out on this near side for a throw-in to Fenerbahce. And we play on, still 0-0. The game seems to have settled down a little bit now. As I said, it really did come out flying at the beginning, as we knew that they would. And now, here is Salai. And the ball comes back to Davinson Sanchez, just short of the halfway line. Apologies for a few technical issues there. We seem to be back up and running now. Ball played through to the edge of the area. Osimhen tries to gather it in, but he can't. Headed downfield by Anderson Talisca. It breaks into the Galatasaray half. Sheriff trying to win the ball, but here's Bardaki now, comes out to Yilmaz on this left-hand side, running at Nelson Semedo. Now the ball crossed into the area, but it's well defended, and then hammered downfield, and Sheriff will try and hold the ball up there. In fact, he's done better than that. He's won his side a throw-in over on that far side. 34.5 minutes gone. Still 0-0 here at the Rams Park Stadium. And Fenerbahce missing that penalty, of course. Anderson Talisca. And at the moment, we still are awaiting our first goal. And it could be the lighting of a fuse. It really could. There is not much between these two sides at all, as we've already seen here tonight. And certainly no love lost. It is a throw-in to Fenerbahce. They seem to be taking a while over it. Long throw, headed down by Sheriff. Then it breaks for Guendouzi on the halfway line, but he's fouled from behind there. But the ref says it's play on. Yilmaz now on the break, finds Osimhen. He's inside the area on this left-hand side. Tries to get a cross over to the far side. It balloons high in the air, but it will find Roland Salai. He throws the dummy there on Aktakoglu. Tries a left-footed shot, but it's blocked near the penalty spot there by Oosterwolde. And then it's headed away by Archie Brown up towards the edge of the centre circle. Salai wins the header for Galatasaray. Here's Bardaki on the halfway line. 36 minutes gone. Galatasaray now starting to get on top here a little bit. Good ball round the corner now then. Can they get the cross in here? They do into the area. Osimhen with the header, but he doesn't get enough on it from 8 yards out, and it goes wide of the post. Excellent cross from Ismail Jacobs over on that left-hand side. And the glancing header from Osimhen. It was a beautiful flick round the corner from Yilmaz. He felt that he was fouled in the process of that by, I think it was Nelson Semedo, yeah. But it was a great cross. Osimhen, tremendous leap, but it's just too high for him. Did get a glancing header on it, but it went wide of that right-hand post. Ederson goes short with the goal kick. 37 on the clock. Galatasaray 0, Fenerbahce 0. Here is Semedo. Long ball, not too long. Well, the referee here has blown up for something. Maybe I think Semedo there took the ball out of play. Throw-in taken quickly by Galatasaray, but too quickly. Referee wanting to chat with somebody before deciding we can get back underway. So Ismail Jacobs has the ball for this throw-in over on that far left-hand side. Still 0-0 here. If we're going to get the long throw here from the Senegalese left-back. No, he's gone short. Comes to Davinson Sanchez. Back to Sanchez. Now he tries the long diagonal ball towards the back post, but that's easy collection there for Ederson. And overarm throw, and he picks out the run here now down this left-hand side of N'Golo Kante. He cuts infield, still going, the little Frenchman. Looking to play the ball out to this far right-hand side, and he does. Picks out Dorgales Nene. Can he get a cross in? Knocks the ball back. Now edge of the area. Kante once more. And they're being forced all the way back up the pitch here. That wasn't the best pass there, and Osimhen has pinched it on the halfway line. Now then, is he going to get through one-on-one here? No, they've forced him out wide. He still has it, trying to get in round Oosterwolde. He wins that tackle, but Osimhen still has it. Then he goes down cheaply inside the area. That is typical of him. Trying to win a penalty there. Well, he did stand on his foot, in all fairness. He just has that rep, doesn't he? Oosterwolde. Well, again, I'm not convinced that that's a penalty, if I'm honest. And neither was the referee. So it's just going to be... Osimhen now is spitting his dummy out big time. He is the Vinicius Junior of Turkish football. And now he holds his head in his hands as if he can't believe it. That was sloppy play, that, from Fenerbahce on the halfway line. Osimhen did brilliantly to pinch it. But you've got to credit Jadon Oosterwolde there, because he forced him out wide. Jacobs now does go long with the throw into the area. Glancing header to the back post. Osimhen got it, and he's got in off his knee at the back post. And, well, now he's not crying, is he? The long throw pays off, and Galatasaray take the lead just shy of the 40-minute mark. A long throw from Jacobs, a glancing header over to the back post, and I'm almost convinced that it came off the knee of Victor Osimhen and into that bottom left-hand corner. And Galatasaray have the lead, and the Nigerian wonder kid is the man to do it. Let's have a look at this again. Long throw comes in. It was a boomer. Glancing header to the back post. Nobody picked up Osimhen. He chested it down, and then it went in off his knee. Right off his kneecap. Well, you don't see that every day. Glancing header, nobody picked him up. And he did brilliantly, first of all, to chest it down. Well, that was an eccentric finish, to say the least, by Victor Osimhen. Mario Lemina it was with the glancing header, leaping highest. And now it's kicking off again on the halfway line. I think Guendouzi has said something. And now Yunus Akgün has been booked by the referee. He's holding up his hand saying, "What? I really don't know what happened there." There was a sort of a face-to-face coming together between Akgün and Guendouzi. And Akgün has been booked. The referee, he's taking no messing here. But that missed penalty by Fenerbahce, will that come back to haunt them? Kante gives the ball away. Here's Osimhen now, feeds it through down this right-hand side. They've got space here. Can they get the cross in? On this side, ball whipped in left-footed. Osimhen tries a kick round the corner. Then they go for the bicycle kick, and that's a high boot into the head of Oosterwolde, who's gone down. I think he had every right there to attempt that. It was brought down, and then the bicycle kick. Oosterwolde there, incredibly brave to get in. He put his head in the line of play there. No, I don't think it hit him that, because actually Akgün did make contact with the ball and then just caught Oosterwolde on the back of the head with his follow through. But the young Dutch defender didn't feel too much pain. He was up very quickly. Just looking again at that incident before the restart after the goal, Guendouzi and Akgün getting in each other's faces there. But would that penalty come back to haunt? Because as things stand, Galatasaray have a 7-point lead over Fenerbahce with only 3 games remaining. You would say from that position they shouldn't mess it up from there. I said there's a big point swing on the table here tonight. 7 points clear or 1 point behind should Fenerbahce win. So there's a 6-point swing available. 42.5 minutes gone. Galatasaray leading by a 1-0. It will be a goal kick. The flick on, a free kick actually. Sheriff just strayed offside there, the young French striker. Fans are loving it now, bouncing up and down. Thankfully there are no flares and fireworks like we've had to put up with this week. A couple of German games I commentated on. Well, we had to delay the game because of the huge fog overhanging the pitch. Galatasaray claiming for a free kick there for that foul on Yilmaz, but the referee not interested. Now Guendouzi shoved over again by Akgün, who holds his head in his hands as if he can't believe it. Well, that was a clear foul. So have to keep their eye on those two. Seems to have been involved in the thick of a lot of things, Guendouzi, in this half. Ball back at the feet of Milan Skriniar. Now back to Ederson. 69% possession for Galatasaray. Oosterwolde back to Fenerbahce. And really, apart from that penalty, Fenerbahce have not really created anything of note since then. It's the home team that have been asking far more of the questions. Archie Brown will take this throw for Fenerbahce on this near side. I have to say there is an awful lot of play acting going on out there, which you don't like to see. It's all a little bit unprofessional, I think. And now Yilmaz is down. He felt that he was barged into there by Nelson Semedo. It's Torreira, Lucas Torreira. But the referee has just bent down and said, "Get up, lad. Come on, we don't have time for this nonsense." Fenerbahce have it now over on the far right-hand side. Here is Semedo. He's forced to send it back to Skriniar on halfway. Now Oosterwolde. Skriniar once more. Final 30 seconds of normal time in this very entertaining first half. Guendouzi will bring it forward now. And he's looking for options. He can't find any at the moment. Good ball in. Flick round the corner by Talisca. But the covering header from Davinson Sanchez, and then not the best clearance there. That goes straight up in the air. Fenerbahce win the header. Now it's hooked forward. Edge of the area to Liska. Oh, it's gone wide. It broke for the Brazilian on the right-hand side of the box. Left-footed strike from him. And he's put it wide. He struck it beautifully. Oh, it's glanced the post. It's not his night, is it? It's not his night. Missed that penalty. And that has just grazed the outside of the post. Beautiful left foot strike from just on the edge of the semicircle he was. 6 minutes of added time. Wow. Well, I think the bulk of that, if I'm honest, probably came after that penalty was awarded. And then there was all that shenanigans after it. But I didn't realise it was that much. I don't think much has happened since that has stopped play. Of course, there was the penalty appeal from Galatasaray as well at the other end. So the two penalty decisions for and against took up all the time because of players' reactions. N'Golo Kante with the foul halfway inside his own half, so it will be a free kick here for Galatasaray, halfway inside their own half. And we have played just 90 seconds of the added 6 minutes. And it will be Yilmaz who will take this. Long ball into the left-hand side of the penalty area, header across, but it goes straight through to Ederson. And he rolls it to the feet of Oosterwolde and rolls it back to Ederson. They need to get the ball out of this penalty area here. And they get it out wide to Semedo. His ball up to the halfway line. Well held up there by Sheriff, but he's bundled off it in the end. 3 men around him. Referee says play on. Galatasaray have it now with Sane. Now they try and get it out to this left-hand side. They do. To Barış Yilmaz. Edge of the penalty area on that left-hand side. Good tackle coming in there, but it will go out for a throw-in for Galatasaray near the corner flag. And it will be Ismail Jacobs to come across and take it. Will he go long again? They've already had joy from one, and it looks like that's what's going to happen again. And the booming throw from the Senegalese left-back. In it comes. A lot more height on this one. Ederson quickly off his line, punches it clear, and then bizarrely headed all the way back to him by Sheriff, and now Ederson's having a little meltdown because he felt that he was fouled there. Honestly, some of these guys need to just cool down a little bit. It's not behaving like babies, honestly. Now the ball down this left-hand side. Aktürkoğlu can't gather it in. It's gone out. Will that be a throw-in for Fenerbahce? I think it might be. And they take it quickly. Here is Aktürkoğlu. Tried to play it infield, but it's ricocheted off the shins of Torreira. And then Sanchez just hoofs it back downfield and out for another throw. 3.5 minutes of the added 6 elapsed already. Archie Brown. And now are we going to get a long throw for Fenerbahce? Looks as if we are. And Archie Brown there just telling the cameraman to get out of the way. It's all the room he can get. Booming throw from the young Englishman. Keeper comes out, punches it clear. Guendouzi wins the second ball, but then Kante gives it away. And then it's hacked downfield. Guendouzi will retreat to pick this up inside his own half and roll it all the way back to Ederson. 4 minutes of the added 6 gone in this first half. Galatasaray 1, Fenerbahce 0. Victor Osimhen with the goal from that long throw from Ismail Jacobs. And of course that is on the back of Fenerbahce missing a penalty through Anderson Talisca. Here's Salai now for Galatasaray on this near side. Plays it up, and now here's Osimhen showing that blistering pace. Doesn't quite get away from Oosterwolde, lets the ball go out of play for a throw-in, and then sort of petulantly again hammers the ball, and he's had to go over there to somebody. I think it was a disabled person, because he kicked the ball and I think it almost hit them. At least he went over and apologised, but it's just silly behaviour again. And it's another long throw, and this is from exactly the same position from where they got the goal just a few minutes ago. Jacobs again, booming throw into the area, heads go up, and it breaks. Well, it's gone all the way through to Ederson this time, luckily, and relief for Fenerbahce. Inside the final minute now of the added 6, here's Guendouzi. Plays the ball up to halfway. Space here for Talisca. Now Astokoglu. There's space on this left-hand side. Edge of the penalty area. Then tries to cut in on his right foot, but he was dispossessed there. That's good play from Leroy Sané. But then his ball up to the halfway line is intercepted. Here's Kante. Now Guendouzi. They've got to get on with it. Ball sent back to the halfway line. Oosterwolde. And then they've dawdled on it again, and they've lost the ball. And now Osimhen comes down this right-hand side, not as quickly this time. Squares it to Akcan, edge of the area. Now he goes into the area, squares it across to the penalty spot. They try to play a 1-2. Akcan picks it up near the byline, feeds it back to Osimhen, edge of the area, clips it to the back post, headed down by Yilmaz and into the hands of a grateful Ederson. And that is half-time here at the Rams Park Arena. What a first 45 minutes we have had. It has been drama, drama, drama. The missed penalty and then Osimhen's goal on 40 minutes. It's been a feisty affair, to say the least. And we can't wait for the second half. But at the moment, Galatasaray lead by 1-0. And they have a 7-point lead at the top of the Turkish Super League. As things stand, Fenerbahce have to come up with something in the second half. Will they? Well, join us in 15 minutes. You won't want to miss it. Well, welcome back to the Rams Park Arena in Istanbul. I'm Joe Mills. This is a huge game at the top of the Turkish Super League. First versus second, Galatasaray against Fenerbahce. 1-0 to Galatasaray at half-time with that Victor Osimhen goal. But that was after Fenerbahce missed a penalty earlier on in the first half. So as things stand, Galatasaray have a 7-point lead with 3 games remaining. But if Fenerbahce were to overturn that in this second half, they would reduce the deficit to just 1 point. So it's a 6-point swing on this game tonight. We're under the lights here, raucous atmosphere. It was a very feisty first half, and it is a fantastic atmosphere. A confection of colour, mainly of maroon and gold. And we are now in the depths of the evening. And out come the sides. Fenerbahce in the navy blue strip with the yellow vertical stripes on the shorts. On the shirts. Galatasaray in the maroon and gold halved shirts with the maroon shorts and white shorts. And the maroon socks. Our referee is Yasin Kol. And the substitutes benches have. They've come out. We're just waiting for the teams to come out down the tunnel ahead of a highly anticipated second half here. Very exciting and dramatic first half, and let's hope for more of the same. Ederson, first man out, and the rest of the Fenerbahce side will now come out into the arena. They'll be playing from left to right in this second half. And the referee also. He's going to have his work cut out this evening. He's already had to deal with a few issues. It has been very feisty out there. I've lost between these two teams, and it all adds to the intrigue. It adds to the atmosphere, adds to the spice of this Baltic clash. And we await the arrival of Galatasaray. Anderson Talisca with that missed penalty. He almost atoned just before half-time with that thunderous shot which grazed the post. So Galatasaray now come out into the arena. It doesn't appear as if we've had any changes at the half-time break. Can't see any substitutes out there on the sideline. So it will be as you were as we head into this second half. Really looking forward to this and what's going to happen. Either way, Fenerbahce know now they have to come out and try and turn this round. Well, that could leave them exposed at the back, but they've got plenty of time yet. They don't have to go at it all guns blazing this early on in the game. But they're still very much in this contest, and they will fancy that they can get something out of this. So we're back underway. Galatasaray with the kick-off goes all the way back to the keeper, Ercan Çakır. Long ball downfield into the Fenerbahce penalty area. Osimhen has gone down again. He does like a dive, doesn't he? Referee just turns his back and walks away. Here's Salai. Galatasaray now halfway inside the Fenerbahce half. They have the ball over on that far side. Sane. He's gone down, the flag's gone up. This is going to be a free kick to Galatasaray. Over on that side, near the corner flag. Jadon Oosterwolde. I think it's actually a foul on Mario Lemina. Well, he just flicked out a foot, really, and he just happened to catch Lemina. There wasn't much in it, but he did make a little bit of contact, and he just fell over it. The eyes almost popped out of the head of the Dutch centre-half when he saw that it was a free kick being awarded. And this is in a dangerous spot. Just a couple of yards in from the touchline, but about 10 yards away from the corner flag. So it's pretty much a corner, really. And chance for Galatasaray 90 seconds into this second half. Ball whipped in, headed away by Guendouzi, but comes back into the area. Little flick round the corner there from Torreira. They pick the ball up again with Yilmaz over on this far right-hand side, tight to the touchline, feeds it through again to Torreira. Guendouzi shepherds him out towards the touchline, and then another player's gone down, holding his face rather dramatically. It's Barış Yilmaz again, after he felt that he was fouled by Nelson Semedo. Let's have another look at that. Well, for goodness sake, these are grown men. That's all I have to say. Again, the referee standing over him like a headmaster, just saying, look, come on, get up. And eventually he does. And we carry on. And we might see a bit more of that as the game goes on. Anyway, here are Fenerbahce now. Here's Oosterwolde. Comes out to Archie Brown. And he will roll that back to Ederson. And the beefy clearance upfield by the Brazilian keeper. Headed back, though, from where it came from. Then Skriniar heads it back up to halfway, but it gets returned again. Now Lamina wins it in centre field, hacks it out to this right-hand side. Brown is fouled by Yilmaz, but he gets back up and hammers the ball downfield. And Sanchez chests it down to Salai, who returns it to Shakir. So the start to this second period, very much like it was in the first half, when it started at 1,000 miles an hour. And eventually it did settle down. Now here comes Abdul Karim Baradaki. That's gone out for a throw-in. Loose touch there from the skipper. Anderson Talisca with the throw. It goes back to Nelson Semedo on this near side. Skriniar back to Semedo. Does well there. Cuts in field. And then Talisca is fouled from behind by Jacobs. The referee plays advantage. No, he doesn't. He brings them back. Will be a free kick to Fenerbahce. Yeah, just got his body in an awkward position there, Jacobs. Just stretched his leg in front of him. I don't think he could bend his leg around Talisca to get the ball, so he just ended up fouling him. Guendouzi chips the ball downfield for the run of Siddiqui Sharif, who's peeled out to this left-hand side near the touchline. He holds the ball up well, sends it back to the Frenchman, Guendouzi. Now Archie Brown back to Guendouzi on this far touchline. Ball played in field, but it's careless. Goes straight to Yilmaz, and Galatasaray have the ball back. Here's Salai, just rolls it inside to Sanchez. Now back to Shakir, who doesn't bother taking a touch, just hammers it downfield, and it's won on the halfway line by Semedo. Plays the ball forward. Nice little drag back there from Sheriff. Has the ball again. Now Semedo to Guendouzi. Sheriff once again looking for the run here of Dorgales Nene, who's got the ball on this near side. Can he get a crossing? No, he finds Guendouzi again, and he gets the ball back. Two men on him, cuts infield and chips a lovely ball into the area. Guendouzi gets to the byline, but his cross just trickles through to Shakir because he was running out of time and he had someone on his shoulder. That was a lovely bit of inventive play there between Guendouzi and Douglas Nene. Sanchez rolls it back to Shakir. Now Lamina. Now they have it on that far side. Salai plays it down the line, but that's only going to find N'Golo Kante. Now then, Oosterwolde. Skriniar back to Oosterwolde. Now Archie Brown on that far left-hand side, just shy of the halfway line. Goes back to the Dutchman, Oosterwolde. Now back to Brown again. Oh, they're just boxing themselves in here. And then Oosterwolde kind of ran out of patience there. Went for the long ball downfield. It goes out of play for a throw-in to Galatasaray. On the halfway line over on that far side, it will be the Hungarian international Roland Salai to take this. Actually, it's a lot further in than I thought. It's about halfway inside the Fenerbahce half. Short throw, gets it back. Salai then comes infield. Lamina. Back to Sanchez on the halfway line. Lemina flicks it round the corner. Salah again. Now Davinson Sanchez just inside his own half. Opts to go back to Shakir, who's come way out of his area. And sends it across to Bardaki. Well, they've given the ball away cheaply there, Galatasaray. And that's a great ball down that middle channel there. And Ostakoglu's done brilliantly well there, but Sheriff just dawdled on the ball. It's gone into the area and it's been cleared away. That was a real schmozzle there. And in the end, Salah had to clear it away. They should have dealt with that much better there, Galatasaray. They've ended up giving away a corner. And it was good pressure in the end, but it was good work all the way there from Kerem Aktürkoğlu. But Sheriff just never gave up on that. Looked like he'd been muscled off it. The keeper came out, almost collided with Salah, and in the end he just had to get rid. Aktürkoğlu with the out-swinging corner, glancing header by Davinson Sanchez out to this far left-hand side. Gathered in again here by Guendouzi. Now Semedo tries the cross, and it's blocked, and it will be a... sorry, that was Nene. It will be a throw-in. And I think Archie Brown, yeah, he's going to trot over. Going to get a long throw here. It's about 5 yards from the corner flag on that far side. Dries the ball on his shirt. 53 minutes gone here. Galatasaray 1, Fenerbahce 0. Brown, long throw, booming throw into the area. Flick on header, and it's dealt with. It's hooked away eventually by Osimhen. Out to that far side. And it's put out by Kante, and it will be a throw-in for Galatasaray, just short of the halfway line over on that far side. A plethora of substitutes. I don't think that is the collective now, are warming up on the touchline. I think it should be something like a hope of substitutes. They're hoping to get the call. Ball down the right channel, looking for the run there of Sane, but it's headed out by Oosterwolde. And it will be a throw-in. Sane takes it quickly. Now the ball played infield here, space, edge of the area. Lemina tries a shot. Osimhen flags up. He floats it in at that back post again. I had a feeling he might be, because he was behind the line there. He was miles offside. He was about 5 yards offside there. Skriniar and Oosterwolde were holding that line. And I think they saw that Osimhen was behind them, and they didn't care. They just let him do his thing. And then, of course, Osimhen has a little meltdown. And, he spits the dummy again here. Goes away, chuntering to him. He was about 5 yards offside, man. Seriously. Great player, but his attitude's awful. Just like Vinicius Jr. Exactly the same. Now then, Galatasaray have it here. Davinson Sanchez rolls it back to Shakir, and he nudges it to Lemina, and then he plays it back into the penalty area. That was dangerous, and they just about get away with it. Long ball down the right channel here, chested down by Sane, but Oosterwolde gets ahead of him and nudges it infield for N'Golo Kante, and they've seen off that little flurry forward. Here's Kante again, but it's a loose touch by the Frenchman, and he ends up losing the ball. Galatasaray have it over on that far side. Great work here as they cut in field. Now inside the area, Lemina, 2-0! 2-0, great finish, and that is N'Golo Kante. He was the man, though. I think it's Torreira with the goal. Apologies, there's a few of them out there with bleach blonde hair. But Kante lost the ball, and it was brought in from that far touchline. Beautiful ball into the area, and a stunning finish from Lucas Torreira into that bottom left corner. It's Galatasaray 2, Fenerbahce 0, and this Turkish Super League title looks as if it's heading to Galatasaray. You can't see them coughing up a 7-point lead. Brilliant work from Leroy Sane from that far touchline. He ghosted infield, broke 2 tackles, dinked the ball into the area. Torreira let it run across his body, swiveled and drilled it in, and it just nestled in at that far post. into the side of the net. 2-0. Stunning bit of football all round there. Oh, now then. Oh, it looked for a... Oh, no, it's been chalked off. It's been chalked off. Wow. I'll get back to that in a minute, because Fenerbahce come hurtling down this left-hand side. Guendouzi in the area now. Tries a shot straight at Shakir. Wow. Well, in all the confusion there, that seemed to take an age, that decision. And then all of a sudden, they were showing replay after replay of the goal, marvelling at the goal, and then all of a sudden, it cuts to the referee with his hand in the air and waving it off. Let's have another look at that. Foul on Talisca inside the centre circle, but the referee says it's okay. And now Galatasaray come down this left-hand side. Jacobs gets away, breaks one tackle, squares it to the edge of the area. Guendouzi gets back and diffuses it. And then Oosterwolde gets the ball out to Dorgalis Nene on this right-hand side. Now here is Semedo down this right-hand side. Sorry, it's Cherif. Gets the ball across, but it's blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box. And then it's played out to Torreira, who thought he got that second goal. And then the foul comes in from N'Golo Kante. And I have to say, from a totally neutral point of view, I'm kind of glad that goal's been chalked off, because it makes the game again back on a knife edge. I'm just checking out, it's offside. And I'll tell you what, it is minuscule. The VAR line has gone on, and it is literally his heel that is offside. Literally. You're talking 2 inches. And that could be a huge moment in this game. It really could. A huge moment. Ederson, long ball downfield. Foul there, though, over on that far side on Archie Brown by Roland Salai, who has that little boy face that they've all had. Yeah, he just barged into him there. I mean, Brown does make a little bit of a meal of it, I have to say. But yes, from a neutral's point of view, which of course I am, we want, you know, at 1-0, it's still very much in the melting pot. 2-0 would be asking an awful lot of Fenerbahce to pull that round. But as it stands now, it just adds to the flavour of the contest. Guendouzi loses the ball, though, on halfway. Here's Kante. Now the ball played through the middle. Now Talisca's in space. Oh, he tried to slide it through, and that's brilliant defending there in the midfield area by Torreira. Now, great ball out to this right-hand side. Sane in a ton of space. He's inside the area. Edges, plays the ball to the edge of the row, and now another player's gone down. It's a penalty. Penalty has been given, and now Galatasaray have an opportunity to make it 2. It's, I think, who is it? Yunus Akgün has gone down under the challenge from Oosterwolde. They're claiming that it was a dive, but it was a superb crossfield ball. Oh, he's dove. He hasn't touched him there. I don't think he's touched him. Oh, he might have just got a tiniest of touch. But the dive from Akgün is absolutely ridiculous. This is going to go upstairs. What drama here at the Rams Park Stadium. And unfortunately, sometimes for all the wrong reasons. Galatasaray thought they doubled their lead, but the heel of Torreira was offside, literally the heel. But I think as things stand, I think this penalty is going to stand here. And it will be Barış Yilmaz who will be standing over the ball. We've already seen one missed penalty this evening. 61 minutes gone. The referee's telling Ederson to get back into his goal. Yilmaz getting involved now, saying why isn't he going back into his goal? He's mucking, and he still won't go back onto his line. And the referee is now booked. Oh, he sent him off! He has sent Ederson off! He refused to go back on his line, and he sent him off. Second yellow card. What ridiculousness from Ederson there. That is crazy. And he's still not moving. He told him to go back on his line, and he just stood there and he wouldn't move. And he's shown him a red card, and he's still out there, and he still won't go. This is a farce right now. And if he does end up going for that, that is unbelievably pathetic from Ederson. That really is. It's just so unprofessional. He does clip him. He does get a little toe on him. But the dive is milked to the power of 10. The penalty is going to stand. But Ederson is still out there. He won't go. Loads of players around the referee from both teams. I don't know if Ederson was sort of saying, are we waiting for a VAR decision on this? The referee was clearly telling him that he had to get back on his line. Then Yilmaz got involved, saying, referee, why is he not going back onto his line? The referee then went up to Ederson, and he kept pointing at the line, saying, move back, move back. Ederson just kept staring at him, and he wouldn't move. The substitute goalkeeper now is tying his bootlaces, Mert Genuk. And now Ederson has stuck his face into the referee. Absolutely disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful from Ederson. And even his own teammates are shoving him off. That is a disgrace. An absolute disgrace from Ederson there. He stuck his face into the referee. That is an absolute disgrace. He actually went up to him and he stuck his face in his and he said something into his ear. That is appalling from Ederson. It really is. And his own teammates had to move him away. I'll tell you what, if I'm Domenico Tedesco, I'd get him out of there. I wouldn't play him again. I would not play him. That is an utter disgrace from Ederson. A ridiculous second yellow card because he wouldn't go back on his line, and then he sticks his face into that of the referee. And that'll be his season now. He will get a massive ban for that. And quite rightly too. He's off down the tunnel. That is an utter disgrace from Ederson. And now Mert Genuk is going to have to come on, and his first job is going to have to be to try and save a penalty. To try and keep Fenerbahce not only in this game, but also in the title hunt. Anderson Talisca is the man who's going to have to be sacrificed. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a very interesting conversation in that dressing room after that game. If I'm Domenico Tedesco, I am saying, that's it for you, son. You are not playing for my team ever again. Utterly disgraceful from Ederson, that. Not just the fact that he petulantly got booked for a second time and got sent off, which has now placed his team in a really, really tough position. And another player is coming off now. So Genuk's come on. Who is it? Oh, it's Aktakoglu who's come off. And they are going to make another change. Ismail Yeksek is going to come on as well, who is a defender, because obviously they're going to have to try and shore this up now. But I'm sorry, it's a team sport, and he has massively let his teammates down there. Massively. And then to just then go and stick your face. He actually stuck his head into the referee's face and said something down his ear. You simply cannot do that. And if there's any justice, that will be a huge ban. And with only 3 games left after this, that will be his season. And if it was me, I'd say you're out the door, son. Go and find somewhere else to play. Here's Yilmaz now with the penalty. He scores. Into the bottom right corner. Well, he's going to get booked. He's not only taken his shirt off, but he's taken his vest off. Does the Hulk Hogan pose in front of the crowd. God rest his soul. 66.5 minutes gone. Wow, this has been a soap opera tonight. And poor old Mert Jenik there, his first act was trying to save a penalty. Got sent the wrong way. And Galatasaray now in this absolute cauldron here in Istanbul. Lead by 2-0. And Fenerbahce with 10 men, there's no way they're coming back in this now. So a booking, obviously, for Yilmaz, even though he showed off his impressive physique there. The referee books him. Wow, it's been some night at the office. This for I think any referee, if they were being told that they had this game. And Yasin Kol, I mean, fair play to him. He really did keep his cool when Ederson stuck his head into his. He just didn't react. But, oh my goodness me, we're back underway. But that was an absolutely farcical 10 minutes there. And I think that's how long that lasted. There have been 3 penalty appeals, 2 have been given, 1 wasn't, and that is what has taken all the time. Akjen has gone off. He's been replaced by the on-loan Dutch winger Noah Lang. And Galatasaray, with 68 minutes on the clock, lead by 2-0. But the big story there, I mean, goodness, I've never seen anything like that. I mean, it was bad enough getting the second yellow for refusing to go back on his goal line. Just sheer defiance. That's all I can say. And then his reaction afterwards. He stayed on the pitch for a good 6-7 minutes after he was sent off. Here's Semedo now. Plays the ball down the right-hand side. Kante with the header. And, yeah, he's let his teammates down. 110% let his teammates down, and he ought to be ashamed of himself. Here's Sanchez now. Plays the ball out to Salai on this right-hand side. Ball down the line, looking for the run there of Mario Lemina, but it breaks back to Fenerbahce, and Archie Brown now galloping down that left-hand side. But he fouls Salai, and it will be a free kick to Galatasaray. Just a nudge in the back there. I did say this was a powder keg waiting to go off, and has it ever? And it might yet again, but goodness me. Here's Abdul Karim Bardaki. Davinson Sanchez back to Ercan Shakir. Almost 70 minutes gone. Galatasaray now just looking to calm it down at the back as Sanchez brings it forwards. Damage limitation, you feel, excuse me, maybe here, and that's another foul for Fenerbahce, because they know that they're not going to win this game, and they know that that is probably now the league title up in smoke. A 6-point swing was on offer tonight, and with 3 games remaining, there's no way that Galatasaray are going to toss away a 7-point lead with 9 points left on the table. Here's Yilmaz, just nudges it out wide, and all the time in the world for the ball to be whipped in. Oh, and it just fizzes across the face of goal from Sane. Had all that he could have had, a cup of tea and a sandwich there before crossing that in. And I'll tell you what, that almost crept in at the far post past Genek. Puts the ball down. Dorgales Nene has gone off. He's been replaced by the Dutchman Anthony Musaba. Long kick downfield, headed back up to the halfway line. And hoiked forward here. Musaba chasing after it. Jacobs wins that time, but it comes out to Masaba on this right-hand side. He gets into the area, gets to the byline brilliantly. He's crossed, though he's blocked. But he's going to come back to the feet of the rangy Dutchman. And he does well there, gets away, gets to the byline, but it's put out of play. And it will be a corner to Fenerbahce. Noah Lang there, just sticking out a boot in the nick of time to block that cross. And a corner now for Fenerbahce. And again, with my neutral hat on, I want Fenerbahce to score. I want this to go up another notch. It will certainly make it interesting. Ismail Yeksek with the corner. Out swinger, but it's hacked away from near the penalty spot. It's gathered in by Kante. He floats it out again to Yeksek on this right-hand side. He plays it to the edge of the area. Kante once more. That's a great ball. Yeksek. Oh, good. Brilliant block there by the keeper. Excellent play there from Kante. Slide rule pass for the overlapping run round the back from Yeksek. And Çakır just spread himself at his near post and blocked it with his thigh. And it goes out for another corner. And suddenly Fenerbahce coming strong. Masaba with the corner, but it's poor. And it's put out of play, and it will be a throw. He takes it quickly. Nelson Semedo. That's an awful ball into the box. Drilled downfield, gathered in by Kante on the edge of the centre circle. Now here's Matteo Guendouzi. He has room to run into. Tries to pick out Brown on that left-hand side. It's going to be a corner. All of a sudden, fair play to Fenerbahce here. This is a very positive response. Having gone down to 10 men and going 2-0 down. Well, in back play there, well, that was going in. Skriniar there with the shove on Salai, and Salai went down like he'd been poleaxed. Skriniar then bent over him and had a few things to say to him. That's been going on all night. There's just been some really poor behaviour out there. I'll be honest. Guendouzi now, corner, dreadful. Doesn't beat the first man at the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away. And then the ball played through, and it goes through everybody and ends up at the feet of Ergüken Çakır. 73, almost 74 minutes gone. Galatasaray 2, Fenerbahce 0. This is better than any film. It really is. I couldn't wait to do this game, and I knew what it was going to be like, and it has not failed at all. It has lived up to every expectation, because you knew this was going to be a real powder keg of a game. And everything's happened. Here's Bardaki, squares it across to Davinson Sanchez. Now Salai, and it comes all the way back to Çakır. Now all the space is starting to open up now. His players are starting to slow down. Remember, Fenerbahce down to 10 men. Ederson sent off. Second yellow card for refusing to go back onto his goal line when a penalty was awarded, and then, for good measure, stuck his face into the referee's face before he left the pitch in utter disgrace. Foul here on Noah Lang. Yeah, it was a late one. Clipped him through the back there, did Yeksek. Didn't miss. So free kick. And Beşir Yilmaz just rolls it to Bardaki. Yilmaz gets the ball back. 14.5 minutes of normal time remaining, but heaven only knows how many we're going to get added after that penalty for Argo. Now then, halfway line. Here's Torreira. So we've had a missed penalty. We've had a goal ruled out. We've had a penalty for Galatasaray. We've had a red card. Oh, it's all happened. And we've had play acting on a scale like you've never seen. Another foul comes in here, this time on Yeksek from Leroy Sané. Free kick taken quickly. Here is Semedo trying to get away from Yilmaz. Chips it up to the halfway line, but Galatasaray win the ball back with a header. Now here's Leroy Sané. Torreira floats it out to Salai on that far right-hand side. 76.5 minutes on the clock. Ball nudged infield to Mario Lemina. And now Galatasaray just keeping hold of the ball, just playing it round, running the clock down. Here's Victor Osimhen. Nice little reverse pass there, but Genek quickly off his line to smother that on the edge of the 6-yard box. Throws it out to Kante. And now they will break down this left-hand side. Here's Archie Brown now for Fenerbahce. Ball comes infield to Yaksek. Looking for options. Here's Guendouzi, plays it through the middle. Yaksek out to this far left side again for Brown. Now Guendouzi cuts infield, squares it across to Nelson Semedo. Now out wide here to this near touchline. And this is a great run from Masaba. He's looked very good since he's come on, the Dutchman. Just dispossessed on the edge of the area, and it's hacked downfield and out of play for a throw-in for Fenerbahce just on the halfway line. Job almost done here, and by the looks of it, I think the veteran Ilkay Gundogan is about to come on. I can see him putting his shin guards on down there on the bench. Former Manchester City man, German international. Very much at the veteran stages now. What a wonderful footballer. Now then, Yaksek has given the ball away on halfway. Now then, Galatasaray can break here. Here's Yilmaz down the left-hand side. Floats a great ball to the back post. Oh, good work from Genek, the keeper there. There were two Galatasaray players on the back post vying for that header. But the keeper got there first, plucked it out of the air. Here's Oosterwolde. Now Brown brings it up to halfway. 79 minutes gone here. Here's Skriniar. Oosterwolde once more. Ball downfield, looking for the run. It's a good one too. Masara now then. Oh, it's gone wide, Sheriff. Gone wide of the left-hand post. He snuck in there. Bit of loose defending. They were trying to play the high line there. Ooh, he was offside. Surely he was offside. It was tight. But Bardaki and Sanchez there playing very high line up on the halfway line. But he's dragged it wide of that left-hand post. But for me, looked as if he was a couple of yards offside there. The young French striker. Anyway, Galatasaray have it now with Bardaki. Rolls it back to Chakir. Now Sanchez. Back to Bardaki. What an atmosphere inside this stadium. It is bouncing. Salai over on that far side. Now Lemina on halfway. Such passion. Now they come forward here. This is a good run. Sane, edge of the area. Gets the ball back. Tries to twist and turn. Now he finds Osimhen. He tries a shot from the right-hand side of the penalty area. It takes a big deflection off Oosterwolde. And it will be a corner to Galatasaray over on that far right-hand side. 80 minutes gone. Galatasaray 2, Fenerbahce 0. The title, you feel, this was the game. You felt if they could do this, then it should be theirs, because it is Fenerbahce. They are the team 4 points behind them. They could have reduced it to 1. 6-point swing, but Galatasaray have been the better side tonight. There's no two ways about it. Lemina, I think, is the player, one of the players that's going to come off. He's been excellent tonight. It was his flicked header which found Victor Osimhen at the back post. He's going to be replaced by the Argentinian striker Mauro Icardi, who is the club captain. And I think the other one we're going to get, yes, Barish Yilmaz is going to come off. He's going to be replaced by İlkay Gundogan. And Ismail Jacobs, whose long throw resulted in that first goal. And he's going to be replaced by Eren Almali. So triple change made by Okan Buruk for this final 10 minutes or so. Gundogan comes on. It will be a corner for Galatasaray. Played in by Sane. Glancing header. Osimhen! Oh! He brought it down and then volleyed it into the ground. And because he did that, it bounced over the bar. But I think it got a little feather fingertip there from the keeper. Yeah. Canuck just managed to stick out an arm and parry it over the bar. We are getting that smoke drifting over the field now. The flares going off. And Noah Lang will take this corner for Galatasaray on this near side. It's whipped in by the Dutchman, but straight in. Well, Gennock's dropped it. 3-0. Oh, dear me. It's not been a night for the keepers. And Torreira now does get his goal. He came hurtling off his line, tried to gather it in. He dropped it. And Lucas Torreira was on hand to bury it into the goal from 12 yards out. Fenerbahce, it's all unravelled in this second half. Down to 10 men and they trail 3-0. And that is the league title, you would say, well and truly gone now. And Lucas Torreira, whose excellent goal was chalked off earlier, does get his goal this time. He came off his line, Gennock. And what happened there was he actually gathered the ball, and as he fell down then onto Archie Brown, his own player, which meant he dropped the ball, and then at the feet of Torreira, he then just swivelled and hit the ball into the ground, and it ballooned up in the air over the defender and into the goal. Well, that is harsh on Fenerbahce. And they're going to make some changes themselves now. And we're going to see, I don't know who we're going to see. We're going to see who's come on. Archie Brown is going to be replaced by Levent Merkan. That is a straight swap in that left back area. And the other change, I was trying to see here, Nelson Semedo is replaced by Mert Melder. Foul coming in there on, on the Fenerbahce player. And it is a booking for Lucas Torreira. But Galatasaray have been excellent tonight. They've rolled the luck a little bit at times, but really since Fenerbahce missed that penalty in the first half, they've really not created much at all. And Galatasaray, goals on 40 minutes for Osimhen, Yilmaz penalty on 67, and then Lucas Torreira on 83. Roland Salai, he's been excellent. He's coming off now, the Hungarian, and he's going to be replaced by the Ivorian defender Wilfried Singo. And the Galatasaray players are in absolute raptures down there in the technical area. They know this was the game that is more than likely going to decide the title race. And they have stood up and been counted on this massive occasion. And it has been a really dramatic night. It's been an absolute cauldron in here. And they've withstood a lot of pressure and a lot of drama. But, in the final analysis, Ederson has just completely let this side down. Completely let them down. Gennock with the clearance up the field, headed back towards the edge of the Fenerbahce penalty area. They have it now on this far right hand side. Osimhen tried the cross, but it was blocked. 4 minutes of normal time remaining, and a haze hanging over the pitch here in Istanbul. And they're in party mood down in that technical area, because they are pretty much convinced that this win here tonight means title wrapped up, and I agree with them. Cannot see them coughing up. I mean, not only that, it means, you know, that Fenerbahce literally have to win the last 3 games. There's no two ways about that. They have to. And they have to rely also then on Galatasaray losing pretty much the last 3 games. Maybe 2 defeats and a draw. I mean, it's still, you know, you can never say never, but nah. This was the match tonight, really. This was the title decider. Well, not decider in terms, it was going to make it interesting in terms for Fenerbahce. If they won, they were going to be 1 point behind. But the deal always was, if Galatasaray won this match, then that was pretty much title race over. And they've been brilliant. Now they have it here, Icardi. There's a lot of blonde hair out there. They don't make it easy for us. And they're playing the ball around now. It's exhibition stuff. And it comes out to this far side. Levent Mercan now for Fenerbahce, bringing it down that left-hand side. Good sliding tackle goes in there. But a free kick is given. It's rolled across to the edge of their own area. 88 minutes gone. Well, that was a ball more in hope than expectation downfield there, and it went straight to Bardaki. And now Galatasaray have the ball just short of the halfway line. Real carnival atmosphere inside the stadium now. They knew the importance of this game over their bitter rivals, and really the only team in the league that could overhaul them. And they've got the job done, and they've done it really well. It's been a fabulous game, but there's been some pretty nasty moments as well. That all adds to the spectacle. So, Galatasaray just knocking the ball around casually now, running down the clock. Fenerbahce know the game's done. They're not really pressing the ball much at all at the moment. Now it comes out wide to this left-hand side. The ball is whipped into the area, but it's well defended. But they have it again. Bardaki, now Davinson Sanchez, edge of the centre circle. And now Torreira. El Mali, back to Torreira. Infield it comes. Sanchez. That's the ball back. And this is exhibition stuff now. It's just little triangles. Keeping hold of the ball. The crowd are loving it. Gets out wide right. Now then, ball floated into the box. Can they get the ball down? No, they just wouldn't break on this left-hand side there for Gundogan. But Fenerbahce have given it away again. Long ball into the area, brilliantly chested down by Osimhen, but the offside flag had gone up anyway. But the Nigerian this time just smiles, doesn't throw his toys out the pram. It's different when you're 3-0 up. And we are now drifting into overtime. Let's see how many minutes we get. I imagine it'll be fairly hefty on the back of that absolute nonsense which went on after that, well, 6 minutes. Just the same as the first half. So, we've literally had 12 minutes of added time in this game, and they've all come on the back of penalty decisions. One being given, one not being given, and then the kerfuffle afterwards. It's been that kind of game. Oh, that's cheaply given away now. Ball played through the middle, through one-on-one here, Fenerbahce. Oh, Sherry's put it over. That is a horrible miss from the young Frenchman. That is a horrible miss, and that just compounds. Yeah, it was very sloppy there. He gave the ball away to Guendouzi. He rolled it down through the middle. Sheriff was one-on-one, 10 yards out, and he's put it over the bar, left-footed. And that pretty much compounds a miserable evening for Fenerbahce. As Galatasaray come now with Sane, who's been brilliant tonight. Here's Icardi. Sane's gone down, but they carry on playing. Icardi's going to win a corner here. Over on that right-hand side. Yeah, Sane's been wonderful tonight, the German international. He's been a real threat on that right-hand side. So corner for Galatasaray over on that far right-hand side. Played almost 2 minutes of the added 6. They lead 3-0. It's had it all. It's had it all, this game. Sane now with the corner. Awful. Cleared away by Guendouzi from the edge of the 6-yard box. He goes straight to Davinson Sanchez. Now El Mali. They have the ball in centre field. Gundogan. Ball breaks down this right-hand side. Now then, they have it again, Galatasaray, near the far touchline. Ball fed back to Gundogan. Infield it comes to Torreira. He sent it back to Davinson Sanchez on halfway. Now then, Bardaki. Space here. Will he pull the trigger? He does! Oh, it's blocked by Genek. And thankfully for them, it found one of his own players on the edge of the area, but they've lost the ball again. But then they quickly win it back. Fenerbahce try to break down this right-hand side. What's the referee saying here? Has the flag gone up? Yes, it has, over on that far left-hand side. Good strike from the skipper. But the flag went up on an advancing Galatasaray player who was offside of the strike. So free kick. Gernuk with the free kick from the edge of his own area. Headed away though by Galatasaray, by El Mali. Now Guendouzi goes marauding down the middle of the pitch. He's got a lovely ball through into the area. It's a goal. No, he's blocked it. Header comes in and the keeper, that's another good save from Shakir. That was a fantastic slide rule pass from Matteo Guendouzi. The overlapping run there round the back, and Guendouzi has now been booked and will miss the next match. He's been a powder keg waiting to go off all night. I think he's been booked there. I don't know, he said something, the referee is just telling him to calm down. But it was a lovely ball through into the area there for Anthony Masaba, but his shot was blocked by Shakir, who spread himself at the near post. We played 4 minutes. I'm exhausted. We played 4 minutes of the added 6. Galatasaray now playing walking football. They just want the final whistle. Bardaki comes out to El Mali on this left-hand near side. Now Gundogan feeds it infield to Torreira. Sanchez. Now it comes out to this far right-hand side. Ball whipped into the area, clearing header. It only finds Gundogan on the edge of the area. And he will nudge it out to Osimhen on this near side, but it's intercepted, that pass from the Nigerian, and then he fouls the man. And it will be. And then there's a little coming together again. What's the point? Osimhen, he's such... Now he's kicking off here. He threw a ball at Osimhen, and then now he's having to be restrained. But it was Osimhen that started it. Absolutely ridiculous. It really is. I have never seen a more petulant player than this Nigerian. I really haven't. He fouled. Yeah, I'm just trying to see who it was there. Then there was a little coming together. He fouled Mert Mulder, and then he sort of shoved Mulder. Mulder then threw the ball at Osimhen, and then Osimhen went absolutely berserk. Ripped off the face mask. Mulder's been booked. Osimhen is still being held back by players. That young man really has a problem. He really does. He's been booked as well. But seriously, there's some really, really poor behaviour out there tonight. Really unprofessional. And he's a great player, Osimhen, but he's an idiot. I'm sorry, he's an absolute idiot. And he's been booked for that ridiculous reaction there. We're in overtime. That is the final whistle. Well, thankfully that is. the Galatasaray players run onto the pitch. I'm just going to stay and see, because hopefully nothing silly is going to happen here, because it's been that kind of evening. But it's been an unbelievable game. High drama. 3-0. Missed penalty from Anderson Talisca. Osimhen with a goal in the first half, and then 2 second-half goals, one of which was chalked off. And then, of course, we had that disgraceful incident with Ederson, who got booked for refusing to go back on his line, then stuck his face into the referee's face. And then Osimhen there at the end, behaving absolutely ridiculously at the end. The penalty from Barış Yilmaz on 67 minutes, and then Lucas Torreira on 83. That, for me, will seal the title for Galatasaray. It's finished here at the Rams Park Arena. I need to lie down after this. It's finished Galatasaray 3, Fenerbahce 0. I've been Joe Mills. Enjoy what's left of your weekend. But Galatasaray, for me, they've won it here tonight. They've won the league here tonight. 7 points clear, 3 games to go. What a night in Istanbul. Good night and God bless.